So right alt, trade tool. Okay. I'm gonna build a plan. Choose my location. So I'm gonna fly over to New Babbage. Go pick up what? See, I don't have a lot of money. Let's just pick up some waste. Waste, take it up to Everest Harbor. So I'll add that. And then I'll add another leg. Everest Harbor. And maybe I'll take some iron. Oh, I tear gateways in there, but I don't want that. Take it over to area 18. Add that leg. Let's map it. See where it's going to go. So I gotta go to Microtech first. So going over to New Babbage first to go pick up some waste and deliver it to Everest Harbor. And then at Everest Harbor, I'm going to pick up some iron and take it over to Area 18. It tells me my profit. 16 minutes, 15 minutes. I can save the plan if I want to do it again. I can share it. Let's check out what's new.
Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. It is Monday the 29th of June. I'm joined by Zinnia. I am Board Gamer. Say hello, Zinnia.
Hello, Zinnia.
Perfect. We are going to be talking about Alpha 4.9, some of the latest sneak peeks, Alpha 4.8.3, probably turning up later this week, a little bit more on the Squadron 42 event that's replacing the time where CitizenCon would normally be, an interesting little tidbit about the Anvil Odin. How are you doing, Zin?
I'm a lot cooler. It's so much cooler.
So, we are unable to deal with a few days of snow in the UK or a couple of days of extreme heat. And I don't want to underplay it. It was very hot, right? It was over 35 a lot of the days.
Yeah. And also, before people go, oh, it gets hotter where I live, I don't care. It's not as humid where you live.
Well, it might be, but
Might be.
it was both hot and humid.
It's nice to be able to look
Humidity
at
and heat together.
videos while you're flying
We have
around
been suffering a
in
few days of
quantum
heat.
travel.
Horrible. But now, nice and cool. I think it's like 20, 23 here. Oh, that's warmer than I'd have my house still, normally. But 35 is silly. I think it got close to 40, right?
Yeah, so where I am was forecast to be 38 last Thursday, but I think it only reached like 34, 35 in the end.
And we are talking degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Yes.
The correct temperatures. Right, last week's in. It was a quiet week from CIG. Didn't really put much out other than Alpha 4.9 stuff.
Yeah.
So still pretty important. It was mostly Evocati last week, and they did test some stuff, such as the Recco Spectacular missions and the Siege of Orison. We also had the Super Heavy Armour. They've been doing some interesting quantum fuel capacity test stuff as well. So it looks like they want a wider variety of quantum drives, and for smaller non-long range ships to have a smaller amount of quantum fuel on them. So if you're flying around in like a light or a medium fighter, they're supposed to be deployed short range or from a carrier. That's the feel I'm getting for that. What do you think of that as a mechanic moving forward if that's how it shakes out?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that like smaller ships would have enough fuel to maybe go across a system or around a system, and that'll be it.
Yes, I mean, and there's refueling opportunities from both the refueling mechanics and stations as well,
Yeah.
right? And now be able to be repaired, rearmed and refueled, well, at least refueled in carriers. So I'm totally on board with that. I really like that idea. I think that a lot of people won't like any form of change in Star Citizen, but it
This is
Yeah.
loadout bay.
needs lots
You
of
come
change
here and
constantly.
configure
I
your-
mentioned the
your
Siege
ship.
of Orison as well. That is not currently available
pricing.
in the current
Oh, looks like
Wave
we're on our
1
stop here.
PTU of 4.9. So it's gone from
Close this out.
Evocati to Wave 1 now, but no Siege of Orison currently. The last stuff that we were able to mess around with, it looks like there is medical respawn checkpoints, so you can sort of set your respawn to some of the medical bays that you'll find on the islands, on the
Yeah, I
platforms.
was going to say it's usually in the gymnasiums.
I have not been on all of the islands yet.
Last time I played
Yes.
Siege of Orison, the healing beds were in the gyms.
Yes. Likely, right, because that's all health, right? Health spa and all that sort of
You
Cruise
stuff.
might
off.
strain yourself whilst you're lifting heavy weights.
You might take a critical head injury. So
You might take a critical edge injury.
as Zin has every time we play, especially Siege of Orison, Zin always gets hit in the head almost immediately. That might be a slight exaggeration, but only slight. There's obviously instancing being tested for this. Siege of Orison sort of now will have a starter mission which will take you to the area, basically takes you to the top of the Crusader showroom, and then you take the shuttle to the staging area, and then you go into the lift at the staging area, and that will set your instance. Your instance is for you, can be totally by yourself, or up to 4 players. So what do you think of that as a 4-player max to do Siege of Orison together?
Well, I'm not quite sure how they've changed it, because they've made quite a few changes to the layout of the Siege of Orison, haven't they?
Yes, so lots of changes. There's no ships anymore. You can't fly ships around. You don't liberate them like you did last time. You don't need them to rush the last barge and the last platform anymore. There are still ships destroyed around or set pieces, like there's an ironclad, for example, which is broken, that the Nine Tails have used. It has certainly been squished down and refined quite a lot, the Siege of Orison. It's very, very heavily reworked.
Because I would have said old Siege of Orison. I don't think you could do that easily with 4 people.
Yeah, it's a lot more squished.
So I don't know. We'll have to see when they actually release it proper.
Yeah, I've only really done the first island, messing around, and then with the NPCs there being intermittently turned on or not, as in they sometimes are totally just, I'm not fighting you, you're fine buddy, compared to being pretty active. Now 4 players max at the moment for Siege of Orison, that could change. That could become unlimited, that could become 6, that could become 2. It's unlikely to go less. There was a bit of drama around instancing. Can you guess what the drama was, Sing?
People don't like it.
So, people are saying that instancing in Star Citizen in the way that they want to do it. I'm not talking about server meshing styled instancing, which you could technically argue that everything's an instance because it's all on its own shard, right? And they'll spin up and down servers. People are talking about instancing as in dungeons that you can go in just with your own group. People are worried that will wither the wider universe. People will live in them. People won't engage in any of the other activities. People won't be in threat of PvP. So it does go back to that PvP discussion that people often say, I don't want people to just be able to do PvE. That's a argument that some people make. I'm not saying that there's the only argument. So that's not it.
I would argue that that's entirely selfish. Because, again, so those PvPers will only get PvPers in their areas. Oh no, now they've got someone who's actually willing to fight back. So, is that their problem?
So I suspect that is some people's problem, for sure. So for me, it's very important to obviously Zim as being a bit hyperbolic, but not. I do agree with her largely. I want risk versus reward to matter, and some areas I just want to know your level of PvP risk when you go into an area. I think it's totally fine to have a PvE dungeon, or even have like Sol and some of the other systems to be pretty much locked down for no PvP. Maybe you're allowed to have PvP if you've got like a legitimate org war going on, like in Eve. Goes, your orgs are at war, we'll stay out of it. But maybe not, depends on how that stuff wants to shake down. But I want to know if I'm going through an area, the likelihood of danger and PvP mixed into that danger maybe. But just let me know, because then you have risk and reward coming in there going, well, if I'm avoiding those areas, well, I'm going to make less money effectively based on what I'm doing. And I think it's totally fine for there to be PvE only areas, there to be PvP enabled areas that are just like, well, there's PvPs happening in like contested zones. They're contested for a reason, but that means you should be able to have cooperative zones. People are saying that no, you should never have just a PvE area. Well, I disagree. I think that that's fine as long as it's not too nannying. And it's not, it's just there's some content that benefits hugely from being instanced and locked just to PvE gameplay.
Yeah.
And you'll have PvP instances and stuff as well, but
people are not going to be able to live in these PvE instances. Like that's just, I don't see how that's possible.
Well, I suppose what I mean when I said that is just only engage in those loops safely.
Yeah, but they still have to get there.
Yes, that's true. And then you still have to, however you're benefiting from that gameplay, you still have to offload your goods, right?
Yeah.
It's still part of the economy. I think, as you identified earlier, some people are like, I want to attack these people that aren't ready for PvP. Well, okay, well...
Yeah, it's like if you're going to go and do the Siege of Orison, if there is going to be any PvP, then you would be expecting them to be coming in from where the enemy is coming in, because they would be sided with them. That's the only reason why that PvP would be happening.
Not ambushing people at the
not
the
coming
shuttle.
in with them going, oh yeah, let's do this together. Oh, I'm going to shoot you.
That would be fine in a contested zone.
Yeah.
Right, like you would in what those extraction games that we used to play. The Wintery one.
Division.
The Division, quite fun game, extraction shooter, but lots of PvE involved in it as well. But I want PvEers to be on the same servers and be on the same sort of instance, the same sort of shards and stuff as PvPers. The whole universe interact, but I do want there to be individual areas which are earmarked for mostly PvP, mostly PvE, risk versus reward, just to be aware, and you not to be able to exploit or grief your way into PvP. I'm totally fine with Siege of Orison becomes PvP, but there's another entrance for those people that are siding with the Ninetales.
Yeah.
So that they don't sort of take over the staging platform. And you're like, oh, are you friend? Oh no, clearly not. So, and you're more than welcome to disagree with us and tell us why in the comments below. Obviously, Sin and I are talking about more sweeping generalizations for stuff here. I do think PvP is important for this sort of stuff, and I do want that, especially with some of the gameplay, like the bases and stuff, that's sort of important, especially in the areas like
Power
Mix
down.
and Pyro. You do need to...
A little bit of a tough landing because my granddaughter came in here
those
messing
zones,
around with me.
and that's great. That's what those solar systems are for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always expect PvP in circumstances there. That's what I think about that. That's what Zim thinks about that as well. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Damage feedback in 4.9 was interesting. When you're flying around in a ship now, Zim,
Yeah.
you shoot someone, boo, 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 boo. it will tell you if you've got through their shields, if you haven't, if you've got through their armor, if you haven't, if you've damaged a component, all at a glance just with the hit reg on your pew pew cursor. Crosshair, that's the one.
Okay.
I just think it's a really great quality of life feedback when you've got armor and shields in game that can basically entirely mitigate your shots. I don't think it had individual component icons yet, or they weren't working when I was testing it. That might have changed by the time you see this video. There's some Recovers Hagia missions as well, although they haven't got the story missions in at the moment. But that will help expand out the Nyx system. And as Zinna said before, Nyx was feeling quite empty because of the lack of planets. But there is a lot of content in Nyx now, and we will be getting the planets, I think, pretty soon, within the next couple of major patches. Super heavy armor's in.
Yes.
I really like this armor. It is very cool. However, what confused me a bit was that it appears that you can sit down in a pilot seat still, well, in one of these pretty chonky suits, which I'm hoping they change so you can't. I'm fine with you being able to sit in like jump seats in this. I mean, if they want to let you pilot a ship with it, okay, whatever. It just doesn't make sense to me because they're sort of too big. You do get a huge G-force debuff for sitting in the seat. They're pretty big and chonky. They can use the exclusive weaponry. At the moment, it's just the Vendetta HMG. I think technically you can lift it up when you're not in super heavy armor, but you can only fire it when you've got the backpack that only the super heavy armor can hold. So you know in like Helldivers where you had like the autocannon or some of the weapons that you could put ammo in, you can reload this backpack by taking it off and putting ammo cartridges in. You can also have someone else reload it while you're firing, so they just keep on putting more ammo in your backpack. I really like that. You don't have slots for med pens and stuff like that.
I don't normally do any trading.
Carry it in your like suit storage and pull it out. You can take off your helmet to eat drink.
I may not even get through this video, but
if you are
I just wanted to show off this.
You're gonna need a fire extinguisher.
Trade route.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can propel yourself by firing. I haven't tried.
Easy it is, how helpful it can be.
Horrible to be
without having
in space in one of these because you can't propel yourself.
To leave
you have to hope something hits
the game to actually go out.
But not very hard.
Look up a website.
Well, I mean, you're in pretty chunky armor,
or something.
so I think you should be able to take off your helmet and throw it to get
be able to
propel
see
yourself.
trade routes,
in
commodities.
space.
Yeah.
Look them up
So
all
if you
in
are
here.
in space floating around in this suit and you can't
all
move,
on a companion tool.
Yeah.
and the only way to move is to take off your helmet and throw it so that you might be able to get to an airlock or something. I think I think in like 5 seconds you might be okay.
This is just one thing that
I think
it
it
does.
should be a choice that you are able to make.
A lot to this companion tool.
So what else? So in the
I just added
newsletters and on the Facebook page of
voice recognition.
there was a little sneak peek
I just
of
added,
like swirly eyes and little heart eyes. I believe this is like a little
face
third
tracker,
emoticon bot.
I was thinking
head
that maybe
tracker.
it's just a helmet. But
I want a helmet.
I don't have it on right now,
just
but
because
it
of
works
the
really
reflection,
good. It's the head tracking.
it does
that's
look like it's
just-
quite low.
You can have it
So
turned
it could
on
be
automatically
like a
when
little-
you
little
start the
bot
game
thing.
up.
Yeah, I'd seen rumours about this little emoticon bot before. I think CIG had
Yeah, I'll probably
teased
demo
one
that
before. So I think it's that.
The next time.
But I also
do
want to
something.
see a helmet with
Next time I do
this
a little
functionality of being able to do
video for you
emotes on it.
guys.
So we think it's that citation.
I'm
needed.
doing this
Tell us
live
what you
right
think in the
now because
comments
I think I
below.
might be a
We'll have
little
to wait
more
and see what's going
comfortable
on with that.
doing live
This
than I
week,
am
we
creating
might
videos
get Alpha
for some reason.
4.8.3.
I know it
And
sounds
that's got
ridiculous. I
return
just
of
don't
Xenophant
like
missions. I think we
creating
might see alien
videos.
defense missions, and I suppose it's got a possibility that we could see a new ship or vehicle.
I'm not a
4.8.2
content
has
creator,
become a lot more stable now than 4.8.
but I
and
really
think
do want to
4.8
show
will
off
be
this
a lot
companion
better
tool.
than,
I put a lot of time
even more
into
than
it.
that.
I think
Getting
it's
it back into
really
the same sort
helpful
of state that we had with 4.7. What do you think?
for
Sim?
everyone out there.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean,
It may not be
I'm
for everyone,
surprised
but
it's not like on the PTU yet, or are they just gonna just drop it?
some folks who like to use
they had tested this
outside
stuff
websites to
during
get
the
certain
4.8
things, certain
PTU phase,
Okay.
lookups,
and
like
at the moment,
ship
4.9
builds
is on the
and
PTU. So I don't think they need.
looking up trade
They
routes
might
like
need
this
further testing of this.
and other
I don't
things. You
know.
can do it all in here
I
without
think it's
leaving the
always
game.
probably a good idea to have a little bit of testing just before
Just
they
hit
drop
Alt,
it, right?
Yeah.
brings
Just
up
to
the
say,
wheel,
oh, does this branch
go to your hangar,
work?
go to your loadout bay.
Because it may or may not.
There's some other
There
tools
was
in
a
here that's really
Jump
helpful.
Point magazine that
Like
went out
hangar,
to our RSI subscribers.
Hmm.
Had
hangar
some
brings up
interesting info
all
about
your
the Anvil
ships.
Odin.
Well,
Okay.
all the ships are in
and,
game.
one of the things was that it's got no VTOL capabilities at all. It doesn't. I don't believe it has landing gear. It's not designed to go in atmosphere or planet side.
I would imagine so.
And we'll get into a position where some of these larger ships, if they
And I
get
did
into
add
atmosphere
links in here
on
for
most planets, because there is going to be variable
SE
gravities,
trade tool.
they're going to crash. They're going to be planet bound. They're not
can
going to have a
go in
good
here.
time unless you're using tractor beams and stuff potentially to help aid them. But it's going to be interesting to see
Added that.
some people
Also
driving these
added
into planets and them being downed and then
UEX.
salvaging them later, especially like
Use
over
that
like
here.
org wars and base wars and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be quite a salvage mission.
If you don't like
Yes,
to
so
use the
something
tool
like
that I
an
put into the
Odin
game,
would
you
be
can
amazing
actually
because
just
that's a multi-day
go into those
operation,
spots
right?
and
Yeah.
not leave the
Especially
game.
if you want to
Bring it
really
right up
take it
here.
apart properly. Potentially people even fighting over that salvage zone. Because you could have stuff like degrading over time in there as well. Like you could have the capital components catching fire like a day later or something like that.
Okay.
Why not, right? Like you remember the reactor going critical in Subnautica.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like the
One
idea
of the big ones
that
I
you're
use are
salvaging
Oracle
and
tools.
some of the components like misfire still. Because why not? If they can go critical later. That'll be fun. Maybe not fun if you're in the middle of the room that it goes critical in. There's some bits I want to talk about with the Squadron 42 event as well.
Come here.
Some people have been invited
Anything
by
here?
CIG between the 9th and 11th of October to attend the UK studio
And keep
for
on
a
going.
Squadron 42 event.
Alt.
This is around the time
Move
of year
mouse
they typically
around.
do CitizenCon, and CIG
Look up
announced
things
earlier
in
in the
here.
year they wouldn't be doing a CitizenCon, a digital or physical one this year. And we were like, oh, that's strange. And it looks like it's probably because they're going to be doing
Here's the
some
head
form of Squadron
tracking.
42 announcement and other stuff going
Even
on.
added a
But
calculator
they've
here so
invited
you
a
can
small group of people,
calculate
not
your
actually
runs.
sure the exact size, but I assume a small group of people, to this Squadron 42 event. I've been invited. Zinnia has not been. Lots of people felt like they should have been invited. A lot of people thought it was just
Here's the
content
mining
creators. It's
tool
not.
that
It
I've
is a
shown in
range
another
of
video.
people, including content creators. I think, and citation needed, tell me if you know this otherwise, as in you are the
Really
person
helpful
that's
tool
suspected.
with
I
finding
believe it
rocks
is
out
people that are
in
older
space
accounts
or
with
on
Squadron
the planet.
42 on them. Sort of, when I say older, pre-2017. That's what I'm thinking. Or at least that's probably gone into a...
Pre-2016, who've been waiting for Squadron.
Yeah, maybe. I remember Answer the Call 2016 at the 2015 CitizenCon. I was I'm like, that's 11 years ago I went there.
Making this pistol right here.
Oh,
You can see
When I
what's
was,
needed.
I'm in my 40s. I was in my 20s when I started covering Star Citizen. We don't know what's happening about Squadron 42 event yet. You know, some people have been invited, and it's not just in the UK that people have been invited from across the world, but it's at the UK studio. And
Do
we know they're gonna get,
showdown.
the ability to meet the devs,
You have a
to
ship
talk the
in here that you
studio,
wanna test
and have
out
a hands-on experience
to see how it would
with
do against
Squadron
another
42.
ship.
It could
You can
be
show
that
down
Squadron
here.
42 is released at the same
let you
time,
know if
although
you
that's
would win or
unlikely. It
lose
could be that
against
they
another
announce
ship
a
with your
release
build.
date at the same time as this. We might see some videos online. We're
I'll
assuming it's
demonstrate all
partly a
that
marketing event,
in other
but
videos.
we haven't heard of
But
any
I just want to check
major
something right
outlets
here
being
right now
invited,
to see if
like gaming news
my
outlets.
data is correct.
It seems to be
See
mostly
if I can pick
Star
up
Citizen
some
backers and some content creators. And
waste from
of those
here.
content creators, I think for the most part, they are long-term
Hope I'm going
backers.
to the right place.
Again,
It's been a
citation
while.
needed. That is just I reckon.
Personally, I'd be a bit offended if they also invited along some like media outlets to this event.
Why? Out of curiosity.
Because I feel like this is going to be quite a personal experience.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, I don't know how many people have been invited. I can't see it being that many.
I got you. I see what you mean. You're saying that it would be wasted on someone that doesn't love Star Citizen as a product.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, so in the email I got, it said for those of you that held the line. So it suggested to me that it's people that have been in the Star Citizen community or wanted Squadron 42 for a long period of time, been backing it for a long period of time, had Squadron 42 on their accounts, are long-term backers, something like that. CIG didn't really say in detail who was invited and why, so there's a lot of speculation there. And again, we're speculating still. But,
I mean, they didn't even say it was happening.
So there's quite a few things you can buy from here.
Suddenly these invites came out, didn't they?
oh yeah, I see what you mean. It was a sudden thing.
It wasn't like, oh, we're going to be organising this. You'll get your invites
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
I thought it was fake. I messaged one of the community managers about it and said, "Is this email from you?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is." You're invited to join us for an exclusive 3-day event at our Manchester studio on Friday, October 9th through October 11th. For those who held the line, it feels only fitting that you're among the first to experience what comes next. Maybe it's a bit less of a marketing event than I expected, and it is just literally
Here's waste.
CIG are planning some marketing and doing some stuff, and instead of CitizenCon having a Squadron 42 thing, but
Pick the
they're also going,
containers.
we do want to reward the people that have been in the community for a long time, and we're going to invite some of them. We can't invite everyone, and I do understand a bit of disappointment for people that feel like they should have been invited, but we'll see what happens, right? Throughout the weekend, you'll have the opportunity to spend time with the development team, tour our Manchester studio, and participate in the first hands-on experience with Squadron 42. Additional details regarding the weekend's activities will be shared closer to the event. I've already booked a hotel, just in case. Looking forward to it. So I think you might be right as well, Liz, and I think it might be a more intimate event, as it were. Mm-hmm. And tell us what you think in the comments below. Do you think they're going to announce Squadron 42 release date?
Possibly. It might be that they
stuck.
don't
Wasted.
have an
I'm
idea
stuck.
of when they want to release it until it's closer to the time.
Ooh, yeah, because of GTA 6 probably and stuff like that. That's probably one of the things they were thinking of. That was implied a lot. When is GTA 6 actually releasing? November 19th is what it says here. Interesting. You can pre-order GTA 6 now. Hopefully we'll have 4.8.3 later this week, and then we'll have 4.9 go out to all waves maybe by the weekend. And I'm just hoping that we get Siege of Orison to be able to play on the PTU, because it's a bit of a shame that we don't have Siege of Orison currently. Right, Sin? That's a shame.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I suspect there was some major updates and improvements they wanted to do with instancing and Siege before putting it out to more people. We'll have to wait and see. I think we might be done with the podcast.
Are you sure?
Well, do you think there's something else?
I don't know, just making sure you've covered all the bases.
Well, I haven't covered my NordVPN bases. Hopefully we'll be able to have custom logos like they showed us at some content in 24. We'll be able to get custom logos. I think it's 2024. They showed that. Maybe it was...
No, it was 24 in the social universe.
Yeah, it was in that one, yeah. I'll be able to get the NordVPN logo. I don't...
I'm not sure what the restrictions would be.
I don't think Nord would... I don't... who's going to be more annoyed, Nord or CIG?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to ask both. Are you more annoyed, Nord, or are you more annoyed, CIG? Do a little survey. But you don't have to be annoyed, because you can get NordVPN now with a huge discount by using my links below. Zin?
Yes.
Why would someone want to get NordVPN?
For better accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet.
That's why I use it. So, yeah, I think that's a good shout. Zin?
Yes.
If someone wanted like a high-end Pimax VR headset, where would they go?
To the links below.
And why would it be a good opportunity to do it like now?
Because they've got some sort of offer on.
A mid-year sale. They've got their mid-year sale going on. And also there's stuff that if
It's
you
like nothing
have
here.
a VR headset or have previously had a VR headset, they give you a discount when you upgrade, as long as you've got proof of purchase of your old VR headset. It doesn't have to be with Pimax, the old set. You can get a discount there if you are already a VR enthusiast. So there's loads of other links down below. Go check them out if you're interested. It helps out the channel. Thanks very much for watching. Say goodbye, Sin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Well, that's not helpful.
It's June, and that means it's all about aliens.
Okay,
this month in
yeah,
Star
just
Citizen.
wanted to
Because
show
of that,
off
we're giving away a
the
Gattac
trade route
Wayland.
tool.
This is a medium
I hope you guys had better
cargo
luck
hauler ship.
with it than
It
I
comes
had
with life
tonight.
insurance
It's,
and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to
there's
start
nothing
your
here to
journey
pick
in
up.
reverse.
So,
To enter, all you need to do
you know,
is
drop me
comment
something.
any
Drop
of
me
our
a
videos made during June 2026.
comment in the
One random comment
in
will
the
be
section down
chosen
below. Let
and
me
then
know what you
announced in
think
our July update
about
video,
it.
but also
Have any
I'll reply to the
questions?
winning comment.
Want some
One comment
walkthroughs?
counts
Want to hang
per
out?
video.
And,
So you can actually comment on all of
ask
our
me
videos.
questions
You
about
get
it.
one entry
I'm
per
here.
video.
Just
You can comment
hit
on
me
one
up.
video loads, but you'll still only get
Thanks for
one entry.
watching,
There are
and
even more
I'll see you
details in
next
the
time.
link in the video description below if you are so interested. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. That all really helps, as does using the join button under our video.